All eyes are on Alaska today as Trump and Putin meet for the first time in years. It's Putin's first time in America in over a decade. Wow, welcome, welcome. And they are there to negotiate an end to the Ukraine war. Let's hear what Donny Boy has to say. And
It's going to
go.
be a good meeting, but the more important meeting will be the second meeting that we're having. We're going to have a meeting with President Putin, President Zelensky, myself, and maybe we'll bring some of the European leaders along. I think President Putin will make peace. I think President Zelensky will make peace. I think that
All
President
right, we
Putin.
stop. All right. Now, so many people are going to meet, right? It's going to be me, it's going to be Putin, it's going to be Zelensky, maybe some other European leaders. So much love for Ukraine. And not just even one meeting, right? But also a second meeting that's more important than the first meeting, shortly after the first meeting, which is going to be a great meeting, of course. Now, this isn't just about Ukraine, though. This is what media, legacy Western media, won't be talking about. So sit down, grab a cup of tea or coffee or orange juice, or keep this in your car's dashboard, hold, whatever, and come on this journey with me, this analytical assessment. Far off Alaska, once sold by Russia to the United States for a paltry $7 million. Damn, inflation has hit really hard. 7 million for Alaska, bruv. It looks like sandwiches cost like £10 for just a weak slice of bread with cheese in the middle and nothing else. Anyway, 7 million the Russians sold Alaska to the US for. Alaska, which sits on the Russian border in the cold far east of their country, that Alaska is now the stage where the world will learn how America truly treats its friends and allies. The geopolitics are center stage here, which is why I am extremely interested. Not sure why I said interested like that. Damn. Ukraine, supposedly a key US ally, isn't even invited to these talks about its own future, at least not the first talk. We just heard Trump say that maybe I'll invite Zelensky for the second one. Now, why is Ukraine not invited? The analogy I like to give is when grown-ups do the talking, kids are sometimes told to go and sit over there. They look, oh, look, oh, it's Play-Doh. Go, oh, Hot Wheels. Hot Wheels. Go. Trump has already suggested territory swapping, essentially asking Ukraine to give up land in exchange for peace. Technically, Ukraine doesn't actually have to physically give up the land. They don't hold the land. So the ask is to officially give it up, which is called de jure. De jure meaning by law, give it up officially, right? De facto meaning the reality on the ground. By fact, the land already belongs to Russia. They long occupy it. But that's de facto, it's not de jure. So anyway, there is a shift to be made. Now, the land we're talking about are the southern oblasts, the southern states in Ukraine, the DLZK oblasts: Donetsk, Luhansk, Zaporizhia, Kherson. Before we carry on, don't forget to show me some love and show me some live. Even my call to actions are pathetic. Don't forget to show me some love and support, guys. Drop a supportive comment, like this video, share it if you can with others who might be interested in the geopolitics. Now, land loss imminent or not for Ukraine, Ukraine's allies across the globe are watching nervously. In Asia, for example, Japan and South Korea are questioning if they're next to be abandoned when convenient for America. Taiwan is panicking, wondering if America can be relied on in any capacity at all, or will they just drop us like we're hot if things actually do start rising in temperature. More and more in Taiwan, for example, think that no, America's not a reliable supporter of whatever we're doing here, independence or autonomy. So to avoid being caught in the crossfire of a great power shootout, we definitely don't want to become some sort of weird aircraft carrier that's unsinkable, that America keeps calling the Philippines and Australia unsinkable aircraft carriers. We want none of that. Okay, we just want to be Taiwan. We just want to live our best East Asian lives, right? So Taiwan might drift further towards China, a trajectory that might lead to a peaceful reunification. So that's Japan. That's Japan and South Korea and Philippines, actually. Let's bundle them in as well. 3 East Asian Pacific states. Traditionally, they've been aligned to the US. They still are aligned to the US. The first two, especially, are developed, advanced economies, primarily because they are uh, primarily because they have been aligned with the US for decades. So the US economically supported them, and the Americans have the capitalist model, which allowed for insane economic prosperity, at least for economies still developing. Now, those countries, Japan, South Korea, Taiwan, Philippines, they watch countries or territories, Taiwan, anyway, they watch Ukraine and Alaska too. They're watching closely because their states have to decide on their own futures. They're right next door to China. Do we work with the Titan of Asia? It might be best for our people because America is out here hog tying its allies, dumping them on the road, and bringing the Russian tanks in to drive over them. I don't need that for my people in a future conflict in East Asia. I'm talking about China, but of course, for Ukraine, the great regional power they're facing is Russia. But say very similar principle. And even we'll wrap up on this one. Even India, the giant of Asia, the most populous nation on earth today, India today celebrates Independence Day, when the nation wrestled out from under the control of Great Britain after 200 years of being plundered and pillaged, and its people being um, subjected to unspeakable injustice in a variety of ways, its industry being shattered, and even as the British left on their way out, they left a fragmented subcontinent. It's like they chucked a hammer back into the mix as they were running out to the door. And now, seemingly, the Indian subcontinent is destined forever to be at odds with one part with another, India, Pakistan, for example. Anyway, that's all for another video. But India has a choice to make now. Do we sit on the fence, or do we take arguably our rightful place as a key committed member of the global South bloc? And how does that, how can we reconcile that? How can we make that make sense for us with Pakistan already so closely aligned to China? Pakistan, obviously, not exactly buddy buddy, chummy chummy, best buds with the Indian state. China, arguably not the best bud, a best bud with the Indians. So there's a lot to think about here, right? But if India did take their rightful place, arguably, in the global South blocks, they could help the global South and be helped by the global South countries as the world moves from a Western led unipolar world order into a more distributed power world order under multipolarity. India watches closely to see how Ukraine, America's current ally in the spotlight, is treated by America. So far, it's not looked promising for the American friends and allies, as the kids would say these days. I'm no spring chicken, so I wouldn't use this phrase, but the kids say Ukraine's cooked, right? So you have to be on the lookout for what's going to happen here if you rely on the US yourself. All these countries is like being on a playground. You're just seeing if the guy everyone pays for protection, if that guy's just going to abandon one of you who have paid for protection. If he can't defend you, if he just abandons you at the first whiff of a good deal for himself, then you're gonna be like, should I should I realign myself? What's going on here? It just doesn't look like it's a reliable partnership. Anyway, I'll provide a summary analysis of the Alaska meeting once it's over. There's a lot going on. Till then, take it easy, guys, and I will see you for the unbiased news and analysis without the Western spin on the next one. If you're wondering what I was looking at this coffee, but it's empty. Animation budget, 0. Drinks budget, 0.